Well, it was an argument. The one on the right was arguing with the two or three that's... The one on the left was arguing with the two or three that's on the right about which should be started first. The delicious... Let's just say stop the presses. Let's just say that you had the call come in. Going to have guests around. So what you going to do? You got to feed them. You got to feed them. So that's when you go to the cupboard and you pull out. Well, it's an old favorite of mine. And you know what I mean. No need to go like a half a cup or nothing like that. Just go for the whole jar. You know what I mean? In the recipe down there, it's gonna say a whole jar, one whole jar. Get it all out of there, every bit of it. That's them blueberry preserves right there. And what was in that little pan there was them. That was one stick of butter that was on the hot part over on the stove. Melted. So I'm going to cook these together. A little bit on the finger. That was good. But if you're going to go ahead on for the, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I was under the temptation, and that was the argument between the. Let's put that back on that simmer over there. And on my stove, it's the one where the little it's a little square box off to the little square box. She said you ain't told them what we cooking, what we fixing, what we modifying, what we making better. Says you ain't told them. Right here they are. Look at that. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's them. The conchas, conchas, and it's a fine pastry. I mean, it's a fine pastry. Right there on the label, it attests to that effect. Okay, now I tell you what, I had these things in the freezer. You know what I mean? Just bring home a shopping bag full of them and throw them in the freezer there. And when need arises, drag them out. Let them go to room temperature. But these are good. These little things right here, you throw it in that oven right there for some amount of time, to whatever you're liking, and you'll eat more than one of them. It's a little bread thing. Let me show you what it is. Get the thing out. There it is. It's a little bread thing. Let's break that up right there, and we're going to put some of that there blueberry sauce on it. That'll answer the question, which comes first, the bread or the sauce. Let's get that done. See that melting together right there? Oh, it's going to be good. Of sea salt, coarse grind, right on top of this when we get done with it. Now let's break them little pastries up. I'm going to break one just to show you. Hands on. See there? That's all it is. Nothing more, but boy, them things is good. Let's get that on a plate over and get ready for that sauce. It all started with them 3 conchas. 3 of them. Fine pastry they are. It started with 3 of them. I had them in the freezer over there. And it only took 2 for this little upgrade, let's call it upgrade, and right here's what it is. Well, ain't that pretty? Been in the freezer for a week, room temperature, ripped apart. You sure ought to get on to it, and I say this right here's worth waiting for. Leave a comment. And this right here is what we was waiting for. That's it. Butter, 1 jar of blueberry preserves. And I put them over on a slow heat, slow simmer until they just broke a bubble. And this is what we ended up with. And you drizzle that right there on that there. Oh, it's gonna be good. I'm being careful right this right here now. I surely am. You know, you can kind of manipulate a little bit of it over to the corners. You own all of it to get some sauce on it, you know. At least have seen where the sauce had been at, you know. I mean, how could this not be good? Some nice blueberries in that preserves right there if I make it. And I don't know, you know, fresh canned, grow them in your garden there, you know, if you want to. Blueberries, I think I like them, you know. They say they're good for you. So, I never did grow one. You know, I got the want, I just never did do it, you know. Thinking out loud. Get on there, every bit of it. You know, I ask again, how could that not be good? Serve it up? For sure. We'll serve this up. Most beautiful. Milk, for sure, and not that it's needed, just a chef's touch as it's leaving the window. What's this? This right here, I got some of this here. It's some salt that's got a grinder built in the head of it up there. So, you know, I give it some. Now, that's not much. You see them big old grains of salt there. Well, I'm just gonna let them fall to and fro very lightly. A little salt right on top of it right there. Let's give that a sample right there. You know, I'm just gonna get one. Let's go random about middle ways. Let's get that right there. Y'all see that? All that is one of them conchas or whatever they are right there with some sauce on it. That goes to show that. Let's serve up some of this. You know, you think that that's a lot of butter and a lot of sugar in that right there, but actually you don't eat the whole thing, you know. If you, at least you try not to, you know, at least you try not to eat the whole thing. But you know, it just goes to show that, you know, simple. Oh, that right there is even pretty even. But, you know, just simple. Take a couple of old sweet rolls, you know. Put a little sauce on them. Milk, candlelight. You know, what could be better? I mean, I would suggest that this would be served with peanut butter. You know, as a dipping. Enjoy.